The virtue of this week is focus. I'm a professional athlete, an aspiring booktuber, a father of two. Focus is what I need. Welcome to the reading vlog. Tuesday. Look at all those pixels. The wife finally convinced me to get a new phone. It's been time for an upgrade for several years now. My old phone was very outdated, and the video quality on this one should be much better. So I'm very happy about that. The theme for this week is focus. So why did I decide to focus on focus for this week? Well, I'm a professional athlete. I'm an aspiring booktuber. I'm a father of two. I am a husband. I have a lot of responsibilities. I have a lot of things vying for my attention. I have a lot of things I should be focusing on. But because my life is perfect, I am living my dream, there are a plethora of distractions. And it's very easy to give in to distractions when there's no deadlines. I have no fight news. I have no impending child being born. This is the most stress-free my life has been for some time. And consequently, it is very difficult to focus on things. So I decided to read my work of nonfiction for this week, Deep Work by Cal Newport. Yeah, Newport like the cigarettes is how I remember it. And Deep Work is about how to increase your capacity to focus on things. Because if you could focus on things, you could work deeply. And in the modern world of 2024, where we've all been hardwired to have very limited attention spans, to be almost unable to focus on anything deeply for a long period of time, having the ability to work deeply, having the ability to focus on a task completely is like a superpower. And as an individual whose focus is very fractured, I was hoping to pick up some tips from this book. I look forward to finishing it as the week goes by because reading is not just about learning. Reading is also about adding color and flavor and enjoyment to life. I am reading Blackwater by Michael McDowell, which is a Southern Gothic masterpiece. It is a 6-part series compiled into one volume that I've been reading for several weeks. I've read 3 of the volumes. I'm on volume 4. I would love to get 4 and 5 done this week, but I'll most definitely get 4 done. It is a masterpiece. We like to think that the problems we have with modern day as it pertains to focus and concentration and wasting our time are modern phenomenon. But in reality, they're not. After the Industrial Revolution, that was the first time where a majority of people in America, in the West, had access to like a fixed schedule. They had access to a fixed income and they had leisure time. They weren't peasants, they were workers, they were laborers, and they had a lot more agency and freedom. But even during the Industrial Revolution, people were still not using their free time wisely. There was this English writer named Arnold Bennett, and he wrote a self-help classic book in 1910 titled How to Live on 24 Hours a Day, because he saw the societal ill. He saw people just putting in their 9 to 5 and then just wasting their time resting and recuperating and preparing for the next day where they went to their 9 to 5 again, and they would live their entire lives just focus on those 8 hours of labor. And he says that's not a way to live. You know, you have an extra 16 hours a day, so you should spend that time, spend that energy focusing on what makes you passionate, focusing on what brings value to your life. A lot of people would argue to him, but if you focus on other ventures after work, you will have no energy. And to this, Bennett says, what? You say that full energy given to those 16 hours will lessen the value of the business 8? Not so. On the contrary, it will assuredly increase the value of the business 8. One of the chief things which my typical man has to learn is that the mental faculties are capable of a continuous hard activity. They do not tire like an arm or a leg. All they want is change, not rest, except in sleep. End quote. I believe this fully. I believe the more time you use, the more time you get. And I like the comparison to like using a body part, how it fatigues. Like the brain truly never gets tired. It just gets sick of one task. If you're constantly going to something else, like you could work for 8 hours and then you focus on like your hobby and then you focus on your interest, like your brain's not going to be more tired than if you wasted that time. In fact, it will increase your brain's capacity to do more work. So yeah, that's one little lesson I learned from Deep Work that I thought was interesting today. And I never thought about how the Industrial Revolution was one of the main things that led to people having excess free time and thus figuring out a way to waste their time. Thursday morning. Today I'm going to be attempting a Roosevelt Blitz. What is a Roosevelt Blitz? Well, it gets its name from Theodore Roosevelt, the former president of the United States. He died about 100 years ago. And he was known for pursuing a plethora of different interests throughout his life. He was a naturalist, he was a bodybuilder, he was a boxer, he was a politician, he was a philosopher. He got a lot of things done in his limited time on Earth. And he was able to pursue these varied interests while he was attending Harvard Law School. So he was very good at managing his time. And a Roosevelt Blitz is essentially forcing yourself to pick a block of time to pursue one interest, one project, and to blitz through it to get as much progress done on the project done in that block of time. I'm going to attempt to use a Roosevelt Blitz today to finish writing out the script for a YouTube video I want to get done, a manga review for Blood on the Tracks. Blood on the Tracks is a very controversial, creepy, unsettling manga that depicts a very abusive, disturbing relationship between mother and son. I'm going to set apart a block of 20 minutes to just blitz through this script and get it done, and we'll see if the tactic works. Supposedly, when you force yourself to try to get something done during a decided upon block of time, it tricks your brain into making it an urgent thing that needs to get done, and it helps you be more productive. Let's see how it goes. Just got done with my Roosevelt Blitz. How did it go? Pretty damn good. I actually ended up writing for over 40 minutes. I went to my bedroom, turned off the lights, put on a 20-minute timer, and I ended up writing for over 40 minutes because after the timer went off, I was still motivated to keep going. Setting the time really did help me focus because it put pressure on me to get things done in the finite set amount of time. So Roosevelt Blitzes definitely work for me, and I will continue on doing them every day for the rest of this vlog, but perhaps, ideally, in a perfect world, I can continue doing this as an everyday habit, and that would definitely help me grow as a content creator. So, Cal Newport, you know what you're talking about. I learned something cool today from deep work, a concept and term I'd never heard of before, but which makes perfect sense to me. And that concept is attention residue. What is attention residue? It is the cognitive cost of switching between. What is attention residue? It is the cognitive cost of switching between tasks. Your brain can't do several things at the same time efficiently. Your brain has to switch into different modes. If you're working, at your desk and you get an email and then you go answer that email, your brain will take a little bit of a cool down period before you could focus on the task you were doing before. So switching between several tasks throughout the day is not an efficient way to get anything done because it stops you from working deeply because of the attention residue. And as someone with a lot of OCD tendencies, this makes perfect sense to me. If my usual daily rituals get put out of order, I can't function. I can't get anything done if I forget to, for example, wipe off the doorknobs when I get back home from work, or if I forget to clean things a certain way, if I forget to do things in a certain order. I can't focus on the task of that day. I have to go back and finish it. So attention residue makes perfect sense to this OCD sufferer. Friday night, I finished Deep Work, and that was a very satisfying work of nonfiction. I'm not sure if it's my favorite nonfiction of the year, but it's up there. Definitely top 3. I'll definitely be picking up some more works from Cal Newport because it was a very thought-provoking read. And I'm going to be trying to apply several lessons I've learned and adding it to my weekly schedule, my daily happenings and doings. I did another Roosevelt Blitz today, and I got a script written out, and I filmed a review video for a manga. So yes, a very productive Friday. Saturday night, I finished volume 4 of Blackwater today, and I'm a little sad. This was my favorite installment of the series so far, despite the fact that in terms of plot, very little happens. Volume 4 is very much just about the characterization, just kind of passing the time. Our characters mature and age a little bit. But one character I really like passed away, and the death was so beautiful. You hate when authors kill off a character, but you love when they kill off a character in a very beautiful, satisfying way. And that's what happened. But I'm a little bummed because the character work is so damn good in Blackwater. Michael McDowell really can write. I can't wait to tackle more of his bibliography because he might end up being a new favorite. But I feel like I know these people. It's hard to focus. I was like, I'll finish volume 5 this week. But honestly, all the emotions are making it kind of hard to focus. So I'm going to be finishing volume 5 and perhaps volume 6 next week and finishing off Blackwater. But yeah, perhaps the last book I'll finish this month, and it's beautiful and it's amazing, but I'm not in the best mood, so I'm not sure how I feel about that. Tomorrow, I'm going to finish The God's Lie. I'm also gonna get some filming done. I got another script writing blitz done. I really feel like setting a timer and getting things like Roosevelt Blitz and getting things written out in a set period of time is really helping me be productive. I've already written 4 scripts for this week, and that's pretty damn good. So let's see how tomorrow goes. Sunday night, getting ready to edit the vlog video that you guys are watching right now. Tomorrow, the plan is to upload 2 videos. I'm not sure if that'll negatively impact the views or the watch time or whatever, but Sunday is the day where I get the most done. I filmed the full video for the mid-year freak out book tag video, which I've been wanting to get around to for over a month now. I finally got that filmed. I don't want to wait any longer, so the vlog and the book tag are being uploaded tomorrow around the same time. We'll see if that experiment pays dividends, but I always wonder why channels don't do that. I'd understand if you were posting 2 videos that were like similar, how that can negatively impact views, but I feel like if they're different enough, it shouldn't be too big a deal for a small booktube channel like I have. The final page count for this week is 387 pages and 1 volume of manga. The manga I finished this week was a one-shot titled The God's Lie. And boy, it was quite depressing. It was a real thinker. It's about how your parents aren't infallible. It's about how children, when their parents make mistakes, sometimes it forces them to grow up too early. When children don't have the opportunity to focus on being children, they lose something very valuable, something very precious. The ending was bittersweet. It was moving. I can't talk too much about it because then it would give away too many spoilers, but you could read it in less than 2 hours, perhaps less than an hour and a half. The God's Lie is my favorite one-shot I've read so far. Really good stuff. 387 pages, 1 work of nonfiction, 1 novel, 1 volume of manga. If I could just do that every week for the rest of the year, that would be an incredibly productive week. I always try to read more than just 1, 1, and 1, but if that's the baseline, not half bad. Next week, I'm not sure what the theme is going to be, but I do know I will finally be finishing Blackwater by Michael McDowell. 2 installments out of 6 left. I'm going to really try to push through it tomorrow. Probably find another work of nonfiction. Maybe find another manga to read or to start next week. Maybe I'll finish Death Note. Who knows? But this week, where I thought about focus and waxed philosophically about it, and I also got things done, wrote out several scripts for several videos that will be uploaded in the next 10 days, I'm very happy with this week. I'm going to try to keep this momentum and push it forward. This week was pretty damn good. Next week will be even better. Thank you guys for watching my reading vlog where I read and I think things, and I'll talk to you guys next time.